Hello dear students, now today we would move ahead in this second chapter of class 10th science, that is acids, bases and salts, where we were discussing the chemical properties of the bases. Okay, so the next chemical property of the bases is bases react with non-metal oxides to form salt and water. Now if you see, we have discussed in case of the acids. So acids are reacting with metal oxides. Remember this, acids react with metal oxides and bases react with non-metal oxides. That you have to remember. Non-metal means like carbon, so its oxide will be carbon dioxide. Getting? Means which are non-metal, their oxides are non-metal oxide. Like carbon is non-metal, its oxide is carbon dioxide, so carbon dioxide is a non-metal oxide, so bases are going to react with the carbon dioxide, isn't it? That you have to remember. So the question can be asked, what happens when bases react with non-metal oxides? So answer would be, when the bases react with non-metal oxides, they are forming salt and water. So question can be like this, do the bases react with metal oxides? So answer would be no, bases do not react with metal oxide, rather bases are reacting with non-metal oxide. Is it okay? Good. Now if you see acids, so acids react with metal oxides. Acids do not react with non-metal oxides. That you have to remember. Isn't it? Okay. I think you are getting this. Okay. Now if you see, anytime when the bases are reacting with something other, let's say suppose you have a basic compound, so it is reacting with something other it is reacting. So the base is reacting with the other only in the case when the other compound is acidic compound. Remember this. And the acids are reacting with any compound, it implies that compound would be basic compound. Okay, so let's say if the base is reacting with non-metal oxide, these are non-metal oxide, so it means the non-metal oxide would be kind of acidic or not. That is why they are reacting with the bases, isn't it? That is why they are forming salt and water, because you are knowing you have the salt and water in the case of reaction between acid and base. So when acid and base are reacting, then they are forming salt and water. So here also, when bases are reacting with non-metal oxide, again they are forming salt and water. It means the non-metal oxides are having the nature acidic nature, isn't it? So if you have the non-metal oxide, that is just now I have told you carbon dioxide, it's a non-metal oxide, so the nature of the carbon dioxide would be acidic nature. So that is why it is reacting with base, and that is why it is forming salt and water, isn't it? That you have to remember. Okay, so acid react with metal oxides, and metal oxides would be basic in nature. That is why they are reacting, forming salt and water. Similarly, bases react with non-metal oxide, it means non-metal oxides are acidic in nature. That is why they are forming salt and water, isn't it? That also you have to remember. It can be asked, what is the nature of the non-metal oxides? So answer is acidic nature. What is the nature of the metal oxides? So answer is basic nature. Getting it or not? So we have the reaction. If the word reaction I am writing, if the bases are reacting with non-metal oxides, so they are forming what? They are forming salt plus water. Okay, for example, take a base. Let's say we have calcium hydroxide, which is a base, CaOH taken twice, isn't it? CaOH taken twice. So this is calcium hydroxide. So if it is reacting with a non-metal oxide, let's say we have non-metal carbon and its oxide is carbon dioxide. This is non-metal oxide. So when they are reacting, they are forming what? They are forming salt and water. Salt is what here? CaCO3, and water is this. This is salt, calcium carbonate. So its color is milky color. Its color is milky. That you have to remember. And it's a kind of precipitate. So whenever your calcium hydroxide is reacting with carbon dioxide, so it is going to form calcium carbonate. So this would settle down where the reaction is taking place. So there this calcium carbonate will settle down and its color would be milky color, and upside water would be there, isn't it? So that you have to remember. Okay, so this is how the reaction would take place. Okay, now the most important thing that I want to discuss here is the test for carbon dioxide. This might be asked in the exam also. How would you test the carbon dioxide is there. Here I have just now told you calcium hydroxide is reacting with carbon dioxide and is forming this. Now how would you test the presence of carbon dioxide here in this one reaction? How would you test? How would you test? So to test the presence of carbon dioxide, two reactions you have to give. First one is, you at first calcium hydroxide would react with carbon dioxide and it would form calcium carbonate and water. This one reaction I have written. So first this one reaction would write. Then after what you would, and its a color is what? It's a precipitate, PPT, and its a color is what? Milky color. Milky color precipitate would settle down. Now what do? Now in this calcium carbonate, you react this calcium carbonate again with carbon dioxide. Let's say again this calcium carbonate I am taking and I am reacting it with water and in excess amount of carbon dioxide. Okay, now this calcium carbonate is reacting with excess amount of carbon dioxide. Now what would happen? It is going to form now calcium hydrogen carbonate, CaHCO3 taken twice. CaHCO3 taken twice. Why twice here? Because HCO3 hydrogen carbonate having the valency -1, its valency is +2. That's why this 2 is here and 1 is here, isn't it? Now if you see, when the first reaction is taking place, you have a white colored precipitate, that is milky colored precipitate, that is calcium carbonate. Now again if you are reacting this calcium carbonate with again carbon dioxide, now you are going to get calcium hydrogen carbonate. Now if you see, what is the color of this? It's a colorless thing. It's colorless. Okay, now first calcium hydroxide would react with this and it would form this milky color substance. Now again with this you just pass carbon dioxide again with this one. So again you are going to get calcium hydrogen carbonate, so which is colorless. So the earlier it was having milky color, it would become colorless now. Getting it or no? This shows the presence of carbon dioxide in this reaction. This is how you would test the carbon dioxide. Are you getting this? So this is calcium hydrogen carbonate. You can write it, calcium hydrogen carbonate, and its color is colorless. It's a color, no color is there. Earlier it was having milky color. Okay, so its color would change into colorless now. Are you getting? So this is how you would test the presence of carbon dioxide. This might be asked in the examination. Okay, just note it down. So here I have summarized all the chemical properties which we have already discussed. Okay, we have discussed the chemical properties of acids and we have discussed the chemical properties of bases also. All these properties we have already discussed, but here I have summarized to memorize all. So you can memorize by this one way also. Okay, so here if you see acids, first one chemical property of the acid, we have written acids are reacting with metal, and while the acids are reacting with metal, they are forming salt and hydrogen gas. Okay, when acids are reacting with metal oxides, so they are forming salt and water. When acids are reacting with metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate, so in both the cases they are forming salt, water and carbon dioxide, isn't it? So when acids are reacting with base, they are forming salt and water. So these are the chemical properties which we have discussed about the acids. Now we have read the chemical properties of the bases also. First one, bases are reacting with metal, they are forming salt and hydrogen. Bases are reacting with acid, they are forming salt and water. Bases are reacting with non-metal oxides, just now discussed, so again they are forming salt and water. Okay, now the most important thing that you have to remember, bases are reacting with only which one metals? Which are amphoteric in nature. Okay, so bases are to be reacted here. If you are having the reaction of bases with the metal, so which metals you would take? You would take only the amphoteric metal. Amphoteric metals. Okay, now if you are reacting the base with any metal, so take the metal should be amphoteric in nature. Amphoteric in nature means the metal which react with acid also and react with bases also. Like you see zinc is a metal, so it is reacting with base also and it is reacting with acid also. So such metals which are reacting with base and acid are known as amphoteric metals. Are you getting? Okay, so let me write it here. Metals that react as an acid that react as an acid or a base. Means it can react as an acid also and as a base also. If the metal like zinc, like for example you have the zinc, you have the aluminium, okay, and then more like thing you have beryllium also, okay. So these are many other are also there. So these are some amphoteric metals. So these metals are reacting with acid also and base also. So when zinc is reacting with acid, so it would be basic in nature, because acids are reacting with bases. Acids are reacting with those substances which are basic in nature. So when this zinc is reacting with acid, so in that case zinc would be showing the characteristic of basicity, means it is kind showing the basic nature, isn't it? But when this zinc is reacting with base, it is showing the acidic nature. That is why it is reacting with base there, okay. So means zinc can act as an acid also and can act as a base also. So that is why we would call zinc as amphoteric metal. Similarly aluminium and similarly beryllium also, okay. Okay, so these metals you would take here only zinc, means amphoteric metals you would take here. Amphoteric means which are reacting with base also as well as with acids also, okay. So that is how we have summarized all, okay, so that you could remember means memorize this also, okay. We have already discussed all these, okay. The most important amphoteric metals, that also you would write somewhere in the box, okay. Okay, then stay tuned, keep watching. We'll be discussing some more about this chapter in the upcoming lectures. Till then, stay tuned and keep watching. Thank you. Have a good day.